Welcome into Extra Time. Ali, what's the tie about? I meant to ask you.
The tie?
Does it have a significant, the patterns?
No,
Is it trains?
It's got trains, yes.
Trains?
And frogs?
And I got frogs over here in the pocket square.
Wow. Yeah. Where's your tie,
Trains
Shaka?
and frogs.
But the significance of it all is that they're all green, and so I was going with that approach.
That's the
shoes
significance.
for it,
Ah.
you see? You see? Hey,
Can you pull those off at 40?
I'm going with it.
Mark Ogden's here as well. Who will have the better season? Chelsea under Frank Lampard or United under Solskjaer?
It's a tough one because obviously Chelsea have lost Eden Hazard. They can't sign any players to replace him. They've obviously signed Christian Pulisic, but I think that because Lampard was into Chelsea, who are in the Champions League, there's a lot more feel-good factor around Chelsea. I think that Chelsea will have a better season than United because United seem to be in a state of flux and all their best players want to leave. So you'd have to say Chelsea.
Sebastian Salazar's smile.
Does that ever happen?
It's a very toothy smile.
Not as toothy as Paul Mariner's. That's a lot of teeth.
That's quantity and quality.
Mark, is selling Lukaku a smart move? The club may get a chunk of the money back they paid for him, but can Woodward be trusted to replace him?
Well, the first part of the question is yes, I think it's a smart move. I don't think Lukaku's good enough for a club like Man United. But second question, does Ed Woodward deserve to be trusted with the money? I don't know. I think you have to judge people on their previous record in terms of the transfer market, and it's not been great. So I would worry if I was United as to where that money be spent.
Shaka, since Peter Crouch retired today, what's your favourite, worst moment from him? I think I know Shaka's answer. We've
What
got
do you
some of
think
your
it is?
family here from Trinidad and Tobago today, haven't we?
Yep.
They will
Their
not remember Peter Crouch
Favourite
very
worst
fondly.
moment as well? Listen, Peter Crouch is known in Trinidad and Tobago for one thing and one thing only.
Yep.
Pulling Brent Sancho's hair.
And scoring against you.
Yes, but pulling Brent Sancho's hair to do so.
How come it was so convenient for you to say you getting scored on as the second part of that, as a
Because the
follow?
only reason he scored at me was because he pulled Sancho. If he didn't, well, score me.
I have one question.
And,
What
I don't want it.
What does Sancho's hair have to do with him scoring on you?
Put me off.
I see.
I will say, referee, that's a foul.
I see.
Should
Play
not
to the
occur.
whistle, Shaq.
You know,
Should not occur.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, your nephew, who's a goalkeeper, we just
Yeah.
found out, says that you're his role model. What? What?
Hello, Gene.
We need higher goals, people. We need to raise the
Hey.
bar. We need to raise the bar.
That's my favourite nephew right there. Gene. Go on.
For
Next
Ali.
question.
Was Atlanta United's dominance last season more about Almiron than Martinez? And is Almiron's absence the main reason for this season's slip?
There was an early slip, but they're back near the top of the Eastern Conference, and they'll be fine.
Yep.
And they're going to be the team to beat in the Eastern Conference before the season is over. However, the absence of Miguel Almiron makes a big difference in terms of what this team can be, what they were and what they have become. And they've become more predictable and slower pace than what they were with Almiron on the field. There is certainly, when you consider what Miguel Almiron brought to this team and the change of pace and his ability made this team different and a lot more dynamic. Not so right now, but that doesn't mean they can't win games. They have enough talent to be still the team to beat in the Eastern Conference.
Because he's at Newcastle now.
Yeah.
Who's going to be the Newcastle manager, Mark? Any word on Shaka coming in?
I think if Steve Bruce turns it down, Shaka might get a call actually. But I think Newcastle and Sheffield Wednesday are talking about compensation. It's in the region of £1 million. So I think Steve Bruce will, lifelong Newcastle fan, he'll get the job and he might be out there in China next week when they play in the Premier League trophy. So Steve Bruce for Newcastle.
Former Magpie, Shaka, do you like that?
A little bit underwhelming after you've had Rafa Benitez, but who's going to take that Newcastle job?
I couldn't tell it was underwhelming, given the tone of your voice.
I tried to play it,
Yeah.
express my underwhelmness.
Good word, Shaka.
Yeah.
Well done. Go back to that Peter Crouch goal. Thank you very much, guys. Thanks
Because
to
he
Mark
pulled
as well.
Sanchez is a foul.
ESPNFC
Should replay that game.
returns tomorrow.
No.
Shaka
Good
and
luck with that.
Ali trying to secretly plan a post-show golf game.
Yes! Yes!